Welcome back, students. Now we reach to the second part of our chapter first, that is production possibility curve or frontier. This is what I was talking about, which is going to answer our basic questions of economy, the basic problems which we are talking about, that what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. So these are the basic three questions which are now going to get answered by this very technique, which is called production possibility curve or frontier. So what to produce simply means that what we have to produce in an economy, as I have explained earlier. It is going to tell us about and also that in what quantities we require it, because you have limited resources and you have to provide people with a lot of things which they need to sustain their life. How to produce will mean the technique of production, and for whom, under this very category, we will talk about that what sort of output we should have, that what things, how scarce resources for obtaining maximum satisfaction could be utilized. So when we proceed with all these very things, we will first and foremost define production possibility curve or frontier. It is written as PPC or PPF, that is production possibility curve or frontier. So when we define a production possibility curve, it is defined as is a curve, that is production possibility curve, is a curve or graphical representation of all possible combinations of two goods which an economy can produce with available resources. We'll club all this into only one thing. We'll write it with available. It is also in the proper definition, so I'll use the same way: available technology and given resources. Okay, full and efficient use of given resources. So here now you people are able to understand a few words which are going to explain a lot of things. If I would use one more important word with it, is not only the word given. Okay, let us use the same word. It's very good. Resources. Now let me underline a few important things for you people in this very definition. So what the definition says, that production possibility curve or frontier is a curve or graphical representation, first thing, of all possible combinations. The second thing, of two goods. Here now in context we are taking a 2 into 2 model, that is two goods model we are going to take. We will consider that in an economy only two goods are produced for a time being. What is true of the sample is true of the whole population. We will use that very notion. Okay, combination of two goods which an economy can produce with, this is important, available technology and full and efficient utilization of given resources. Full and efficient use of given resources. So what comes out of this definition? Let us club those things. First, the production from this very production possibility curve. The first thing comes that it is a curve. The first and the foremost thing is that it is a curve. That means we are talking in graphical terms now. Number second, it is going to give us certain possible combinations of two goods. Number third, we have available technology. That means whatsoever is available, we have to work with it only. We cannot presume, or we cannot increase, or we cannot decrease. Whatsoever is given, it is given. Number fourth thing is that we have to use resources, the given resources, efficiently. Okay. Number fifth and the last is resources are given. So under this framework, when we are talking about the production possibility curve, we can see from the earlier lecture and combining this definition that we reached a few conclusions. And that conclusions are, number first, human wants are limited. Am I right? Human wants are limited? No. Human wants are unlimited. Number first. Number second, resources or means to fulfill those wants, to satisfy them are not only limited but also have alternative uses, and last but not least, it is essential to make a choice in between alternative uses of the given available resources. Look at the screen or your board, what it is saying. From the definition of production possibility curve, this curve is going to give us possible combinations with the help of available technology, which is to be used efficiently, and the resources are to be used efficiently, which are given. From the previous lecture, we got to know human wants are unlimited, resources to fulfill those very wants are limited, and we have to make a choice in between alternative uses. So how we can say that a production possibility curve is going to give us answer to all these very things? How we can choose in between the two things? The production possibility curve, also called as production possibility frontier, or we can say boundary, it will indicate the maximum limit to which we can go with the given resources and technology. So that means we cannot move beyond it. So this leads us to understand one more thing, that we have to work under certain conditions that in economics we term as assumptions. So you may be asked a question separately, what are the assumptions of production possibility curve? So we are talking about production possibility curve or production possibility frontier or boundary. What are its assumptions? Number first assumption, we have to take these assumptions and we have to remain within these assumptions only. Okay. Number first is only two goods are produced. So we won't talk about any third good, or we won't talk about only one good. We will talk about two goods. Only two goods are produced. Number second assumption, resources are given. You see that I am taking things from the above two definitions or above definition to make you understand the next thing. Okay. Resources are given or fixed. The resources which we have are fully and efficiently employed. That means used. It does not happen in any economy, but still we will assume that whatsoever is given, the technology, the resources, that are being used properly and efficiently. Fourth will be regarding technology is given, not only given, it won't change even and does not change. Fine. Number fifth, and it does not change only, it does not change, we can say that is, it remains, you must bear it in mind please, it remains constant, technically, if we say it. Last is resources are not equally efficient in production of all goods. Okay, so the resources which we have, we can produce a lot of, they are having alternatives, but they cannot produce each and every good equally and efficiently. If the given resources are, suppose we have 1000 units of raw material, it can produce either say 500 tanks or 1000 quintals of wheat. Okay, it is not equally efficient. After understanding the assumptions within which we have to work, we got to know that we have to use resources in such a way so that we may produce what is required. In order to increase the production of tanks, we will have to decrease the production of wheat. In order to increase the production of tanks, we will have to what? I'll make a downward arrow. We will have to decrease the production of wheat. Or vice versa, if we want to increase the production or decrease the production of tanks, we will be able to increase the production of wheat. So what does it lead us to is, now we can take technically what this production possibility curve or frontier looks like. But before that, we will talk of features of production possibility curve or frontier. What are its features? We will talk about the features. The first and foremost thing you will bear in mind is it is downward sloping. Okay, from left to right. Okay, it is because if you have to produce more of one good, economy must produce less quantity of the other good, as I was saying here in this very example, the example of tanks and wheat. Number second feature of it is that production possibility curve is concave to the origin. It seems a bit technical. That is what I am going to demonstrate in a short span of time. Because of increasing marginal opportunity cost, or in other ways it is called increasing marginal rate of transformation. Marginal rate of transformation. transformation. As the word says, you are transforming things from X to Y, from Y to X, so on and so forth. So before we proceed with the concept of production possibility curve, we demonstrate it. What does it mean? Let us keep in mind, I'll repeat it. It will be a downward sloping curve from left to right, and the production possibility curve will be concave to the origin because of increasing marginal opportunity cost or marginal rate of transformation. Bear it in mind that in economics, marginal word means additional. Okay? It could be that we were producing 10 units, now we are producing 11 units. The marginal change is 1 unit increase from 10 to 1. This is marginal per unit. Per unit. I'll explain it how and all, but you keep it in mind. See, production possibility curve indicates various alternatives in the form of combination of two goods which can be produced. Okay? We have to produce, but with full and efficient utilization of given resources as well as the technology. For the sake of simplicity, let us make an example of that. An economy has got certain resources. So economy has got certain resources, and technology, etc., is also given. That is in the assumptions. And let us assume that these resources, along with resources, the technology is also given. This is also one of the assumptions. An economy can produce, let us say here, only two goods, that is tanks, good one, and wheat, good two. Or the economy can work out in such a way that they would produce both the two things, but they have to keep in mind that our resources are given. So it is obvious that if I am diverting resources from the production of tanks to the production of wheat, the production of tanks will decrease and the production of wheat will increase. This example is going to facilitate us to understand the problem of choice. We have to choose here. And what we can choose, we still have to define two important words, that is marginal opportunity cost and marginal rate of transformation, which is one and the same thing. But keeping in mind, before we can proceed with it, let us define marginal opportunity cost first. Marginal opportunity cost. Okay? This marginal opportunity cost, taking the word marginal out of it, which is additional, which is an increment. As I said, remember you people that in economics, marginal means additional or extra. We will take marginal out. We will define opportunity cost first. Opportunity cost it is sometimes written as OC as well. Opportunity cost of an activity is equal to the value of next best alternative foregone or sacrificed. How we can understand this definition is very simple. Suppose I have got rupees 20,000 which I can invest either in agriculture or in some production unit. I won't write production, I'll write manufacturing. Okay, manufacturing. If I am investing these rupees 20,000 in agriculture, I'll be able to earn, let us say, 10%. That means I'll be able to earn how much? 10% by investing this rupees 20,000 in agriculture. But contrary to it, if I am spending this rupees 20,000 in manufacturing sector, I'll be able to earn 12%. The rational mind, the common mind will tell me to invest this money in manufacturing sector, because I am able to earn 2% more than the first one if I am spending it in agricultural sector. So I am taking this rupees 20,000, I am investing it in manufacturing sector. But I have foregone, sacrificed the investment in agricultural sector. So the next best alternative for me is to invest this rupees 20,000 in agricultural sector. But it is not best, it is the next best. This is what I mean. Opportunity cost of an activity, here in this case is investment of rupees 20,000, is equal to the value, this is that value, that is 10% and 12% of next best alternative, not the best alternative. Manufacturing is the best alternative here. Next best is this agriculture sector, foregone, which I have left over. Same you can talk in terms of marginal. Now I will combine this opportunity cost. There will be a slight change. Okay, so marginal opportunity cost of a particular good, say investment in agriculture, or will continue with our example of wheat and tanks, say wheat, along a PP curve which we have to draw and explain, is the amount of other good. In this case, manufacturing is other good or agriculture is other good, vice versa. But in previous example, it is say tanks, which is sacrificed to produce an additional, now this marginal word came into being, additional unit of that particular good. So that is how we can inculcate, we can combine it with the marginal word. As I said earlier, in economics, marginal means additional or extra. So now the concept which is remaining from these very things is the marginal rate of transformation. It is one and the same thing what we were talking about, but we may define it. Now it is defined as the ratio When you take things in like 1 by 2, 3 by 4, 7, 5 by 7, so on and so forth, these are called ratios. Is the ratio of units of one good say tanks sacrificed for production of an additional, that is marginal, unit of other good. Okay, say wheat. We can term this definition symbolically as well. Symbolically, in shape of symbols, how it would like: marginal rate of transformation is equal to units of one good sacrificed divided by units. As I said, it is a ratio of other good obtained or produced. When we will sacrifice something, we'll be able to produce something. Or you can say it like according to our previous example, you can term it as equal to delta tanks. Say we are sacrificing tanks to produce wheat, divided by delta wheat. Please note that in economics, delta indicates change. That means change in tanks divided by change in wheat. Keep it in mind. Now we will come back and we'll talk of the production possibility curve, its shape and all. Then we will be able to understand what we have been saying from the very beginning, that we are sacrificing something and we are producing something, as we already know the assumptions and the features of the production possibility frontier. So in order to make any curve or work graphically anyway, we need to have some numbers. So in that case, from numbers we will make the